In 1913, Irving built its first school, affectionately known as Old Red. 100 years later, the Irving Heritage Society celebrates Old Red with a special exhibition and honors the local artist who preserved this piece of history in an iconic work of art. It was standing room only in the Central Library Auditorium, where friends, fellow artists, and former students gathered to celebrate the rediscovery of a local treasure.
Whereas the exhibit focuses on the first school built by the Irving Independent School District, affectionately known as Old Red.
Old Red was the very first schoolhouse that many longtime Irving residents can recall.
That's part of downtown Irving. I mean, that was our big building. You know, we were 3 stories. And back then, I think we were the only 3-story building in Irving.
But the building was torn down in 1959, and all that remained were memories and a few black and white photos. That would change when Pete Fernandez painted this iconic image almost 20 years later.
Well, that painting was commissioned by the Brandenburg Elementary PTA back in 1976.
Nancy O'Teeter was the president of the PTA at Brandenburg School. And they wanted to thank Elise Walker, who was retiring school teacher, who had taught at Old Red.
She started in the early 1930s, and this was 76 that she was retiring.
And she said, could you paint a picture that we could present to her as a retirement present?
So Pete accepted the commission and, with the eye of an artist, reimagined Old Red in full color on a bright fall day.
It was just a building until I put the children in the playground, and then it came alive.
It lives on in the hearts and minds of so many people.
And I am just so pleased to see this many people attending.
Pete recalls a time when community events like this one would happen at Old Red.
We had community concerts there for 1 or 2 years, I know, and I remember the seating was the old wooden seats that you would let down and sit down, and they were quite old, and so sometimes they would squeak when you would put the seat down to sit down, and if you were late coming into a performance, everybody knew it because they turned around and looked to see who that was.
The cherished landmark has a new life with the unveiling of the display. But the event was more than a celebration of the art. It was a celebration of Pete's countless contributions to the community.
She has also played a leadership role in the Irving Main Street Event Festival and the Irving Community Concert Association, which later became the entertainment series of Irving.
And she was instrumental in the beginning of the arts programs here in Irving. It started maybe in her kitchen or one of her friends' kitchens, and has grown into the Irving Arts Center and everything that we have now.
The Irving Heritage Society claims Pete Fernandez as one of our own, and she is, with all the work she's done for us.
Through her involvement with the Irving Heritage Society, she served as the organization's president and was instrumental in the establishment of Heritage Park, as well as the society's signature event, the Bracebridge Dinner.
Pete not only captured Irving's history and heritage in her artwork, she shaped history in sharing her talent, time, and friendship with the community. And in the end, perhaps that's the greatest treasure of all. This is Kathy Whiteman reporting. Check out the Old Red exhibit at the Irving Central Library through October 31st.